Deshaun Anderson, our George Kell Motor Company player of the game. Deshaun, both sides of the ball, pretty dominating effort out there tonight. Talk a little bit about this football game.
Ooh, we had to come in and win it. First comes the game at home, had to come out, show Walnut Ridge what they about to get.
We're on the road this coming week. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. But you're playing on both sides of the football, and talk about your week this week in practice. How's it like practicing? What are we working on? What's the attitude of the team? Talk a little bit about our football team.
The attitude is some days are great. Sometimes lower classmen want to not practice so hard because it's hard. But the leaders of the team, the seniors, the older guys gotta keep them practicing,
yes,
keep their hopes up, and keep them working.
We have a small senior class, but no doubt we have a lot of guys that play, that contribute, and you're one of those guys. And talk a little bit about getting some rest. You're playing on both sides, but how much does it help you during the course of the game to have somebody spell you on either side during the game where you can get you a little blow? How important is that?
It's very important. I'm always in and out on defense. I let the second screen nose guard come in with 2 plays and I'm back in. And I'm always in on offense unless coach tell somebody he want them in. Well, never me in the whole game.
Hey, I tell you what, you love playing the game.
Yes, sir.
You love playing the game. And do you prefer offense, defense? Which do you prefer?
I like them both.
Do you like them both? Do you like them both?
Defense win ball games, but you can't win if you don't score.
That is correct. That is correct. It's not lineman, and I was no lineman too, and we don't get a lot of opportunities for people to call our name. You can as a defensive lineman because you're going to make a lot of tackles, but it gives you a lot of pride when you make a big block and Jerry Ellis goes the distance. But
yes, sir.
You made a great block right down here one time that I thought was phenomenal, and it's fun blocking, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I love it.
Deshaun, let me ask you this. Talk a little bit about school, going to school here at Newport. I mean, you are a senior, and what's your favorite subject?
Football.
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 What about besides football? What do you like best in the classroom?
Science.
You like science a little bit?
Yes,
Good
sir.
deal. Good deal. I'm a science guy too, and let me ask you this question. You got, I guess that's 4, so you got 6 more regular season football games in high school in your life, and then if we're good enough, we'll earn some playoff games. There's not a lot left for you to do in high school, but there's a ton to be done.
Yes, sir.
What do you plan on doing after you graduate from high school?
I'm going to college.
Do you know where you're going yet?
I don't know where I want to go. I like Henderson.
Is football a possibility?
Yeah, it's
Possible?
possible. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. That's a good deal. Well, keep up the great work. I know you're one of those guys that Coach tells me that you're one of those guys that kind of makes the clock keep ticking and make the guys keep rolling. And just we're off to a pretty good start. Walnut Ridge, you know anything about those guys yet?
Nah, not really.
Just better buckle up the chin straps, hadn't they?
Yeah.
This is Deshaun Anderson, and he is our George Kell Motor Company Player of the Week, playing on both sides of the football. I appreciate you taking time to join us right up here. Lots of great things coming for the Hounds.
Yes, sir.
All right. Subway in the Walmart Supercenter always brings us the coach's report at the end of the football game, and we sit down with Coach Mark Hansley, and we're going to talk about another victory for the Newport Greyhounds tonight.
Yeah, go Hounds.
Go Hounds.
That's all you can say.
I mean, a lot.
It's a good day to be a Hound.
It's
That's
a
why I
great
told the
day.
kids it's great to be a Hound.
Coach, lots of things we want to talk about, but anytime you get a goose egg, I mean, you feel like the game plans, you feel like our kids have executed the game plan.
You do. The ultimate for a coach is to put in a game plan on a weekend. You know this. When you put in a game plan on a weekend, your hope is to pitch a shutout, and it's also to score 50.
Sure,
as an offensive
absolutely.
guy. And defensive guy, you want to have a shutout. So, we got as close as we could. Just that alone is a reflection of, our work and how hard the kids are preparing.
Well, first conference game, it's always huge to get the first one out of the way, and you don't look ahead. I was in your office today, and we weren't even talking about. You'd even mentioned, you got Walnut Ridge next week. You just know that's your next game on the schedule, right. And but we really want to talk about our kids' effort in their preparation. How was the week? How was the week going in, and how confident were you coming out?
Well, coming off Lone Oak, where we had really good success too.
Absolutely.
You kind of worry about, are the kids going to come ready to roll? Are they going to try to like, oh, we got this kind of attitude? So no, they come to work on Monday. They come to, we always say work, but they come to practice on Monday. And we've had a good week of practice. And the only thing, that heat this week was a little bit tough. We're looking for that cooler weather to come back in. But they're still preparing. And that's what I've been trying to tell them is to be hungry and humble. Just don't, because we went through a season last year where wins weren't easy to get.
Right.
So don't ever, take these wins for granted and go to work every week and just be humble and hungry and keep working forward.
Our offense obviously ran the football exceptionally well tonight. Speed was a big difference.
Oh, my goodness. And one of the coaches, when I shook his hand, he said, "Is number one a senior?" And I said, "No, sir." He said, "Oh, Lord."
No, sir, he's not.
I mean, the kid's unbelievable. I mean,
Yes,
he really is. He when he grabs an edge, good night, man. He's gone. So, speed obviously was the main ingredient for us in this big win.
And the thing that he can do, and a lot of our guys can do, is because our offensive line is pretty good. I mean, we can hand the football up inside and just, run a little trap play, run a little option play, a little read option play, and take the ball up inside, and then find a little crease and then make it a sprint.
Well, and down there with the offensive line, and they are getting better every week. I can honestly say that they're working hard and they're trying to get better, and they're gaining more confidence. And that's the big thing, is that they're a young group for the most part. There's a couple sophomores that are in there, so they are getting more confidence, which is a big thing for those young guys because they've got the skill set, but they just need the confidence. And you're right. It's not only the getting outside, which we can do. It's getting in that hole, getting that push, kind of opening that gap up, and getting in their territory, their grass, and then bouncing that thing out. And that's even more deadly than just getting outside and then hitting that line is getting in there, riding that wall, and then bouncing it out.
Yeah, riding the wall, I like that because that's what we do. I mean, boy, it just forms a little wall, and you just ride along through there, and then when you see it, then you can hit it. And we got lots of guys that can do that. Cash Forster with a big run
That's
tonight.
what Randy C. was saying. That the highlight of the game was the 15-yard scamper by Cash Forster. Cash, easy money Forster. So, and that's the one play that he can really do well. Is that read play.
Right.
What it is, we call it Raven, and all we're trying to do is read that outside guy, and he shuffles and he saddle steps with putting the ball in the running back's in his pocket, and we're trying to see what that end does. And Cash is so good at, if that end squeezes, we give it to the back, and if the end stays wide, he takes it. And you saw that situation. And Cash made a really good read because I was watching him when he did it. Two guys come from the outside. They walked two guys down, so right there Cash knew he didn't have a read because he has two dudes. He's outnumbered.
Yes,
so
sir.
Cash knew, pull it and take it.
Yes, sir.
And, I mean, that's a smart football play from a sophomore. And getting 15 yards, and that dude always falls forward.
Yes, sir.
Always falls
Yes,
forward.
sir.
That's a great play.
Well, there's no doubt that he's come of age, coming in. That he's earned his spot and continues to get better each week.
Yeah, he does. In the we didn't throw it as much tonight as what we had planned. But when we're running the ball so well, you don't waste it. But the throw to Jay was he just dropped that dime just straight in there. The couple that he threw just right out of fingertip reach and hitting people in the hand. So, I mean, he is continuously getting better every week. And if you see the kid work, I don't know if you were up here when you saw him, he's constantly working. Him and Dawson are out here all the time.
Sure, I do notice that, yes.
My goodness, the dude is just taking extra reps all the time. And that self-motivation that he has, man, is for 3 years, he's going to be a great, great ball player for us.
Hounds win a big one tonight against Hoxie, who was one of the preseason favorites to win this conference. They, Rivercrest, and Osceola were the top three, and we were picked anywhere from 4 to 6. But we're just going to try to get better each week and see what happens here.
That's all you can do, David. Be humble and hungry, and just every week, just because like I told you, we can look at Walnut Ridge.
We're ready to look.
Now I can go in there and watch the film a little
yes,
bit.
Yes, sir.
So.
And I know that's what you'll do. Mark Hinsley, Coach Hinsley, my friend, congratulations to you. It's a big win tonight, a big shutout for the Newport Greyhounds, and we're looking forward to big things. Get on the bandwagon with us, folks. We got something special going on.
Go Hounds.